So, are you going to tell me what's wrong?
No.
No? That's it?
No is a full sentence, remember?
I know. But I can't help but feel like there's something you're not telling me. Something important.
Reading practice. For speaking. Read silently or aloud, as if you were telling it to someone else. Start by playing the audio of the entire sentence. Then, pause at the end of each chunk or sentence, giving you time to read and understand the content on your own. After that, resume playing to continue. No is a full sentence.
So, are you going to tell me what's wrong?
No.
No? That's it?
No is a full sentence, remember?
I know. But I can't help but feel like there's something you're not telling me. Something important.
It's nothing important. Just stuff.
Stuff? That's all you're going to give me? After everything we've been through?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, I get it. But please, Emma, don't shut me out. So, are you going to tell me what's wrong?
No.
No? That's it?
No is a full sentence, remember?
I know. But I can't help but feel like there's something you're not telling me. Something important.
It's nothing important. Just stuff.
Stuff? That's all you're going to give me? After everything we've been through?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, I get it. But please, Emma, don't shut me out. If you're hurting, let me help.
I don't need your help. I can handle it myself.
I know you can. But you don't have to do everything alone. We're in this together, remember?
I know.
Then please, talk to me. Let me in.
Okay, but you have to promise not to judge me.
I could never judge you, Emma. You know that.
Emma takes a deep breath, then starts to speak.
If you're hurting, let me help.
I don't need your help. I can handle it myself.
I know you can. But you don't have to do everything alone. We're in this together, remember?
I know.
Then please, talk to me. Let me in.
Okay. But you have to promise not to judge me.
I could never judge you, Emma. You know that.
Emma takes a deep breath, then starts to speak.
You really should go to bed. You've been working for hours.
I'm fine. Just a few more lines of code.
You're exhausted. You're going to make a mistake if you keep going like this.
I'm not tired. I just need to finish this.
Liam, no is a full sentence. You don't need a reason or excuse. You need to rest.
I told you I'm fine.
If you ignore your feelings, they will get your attention in other ways. Trust me on this.
All right, you win. I'll go to bed.
Good. I'll make you some tea. You really should go to bed. You've been working for hours.
I'm fine. Just a few more lines of code.
You're exhausted. You're going to make a mistake if you keep going like this.
I'm not tired. I just need to finish this.
Liam, no is a full sentence. You don't need a reason or excuse. You need to rest.
I told you I'm fine.
If you ignore your feelings, they will get your attention in other ways. Trust me on this.
All right, you win. I'll go to bed.
Good. I'll make you some tea.
highlighting other articles and videos that use keywords from this content. They are in simple English. Check them out to learn more. President Obama encourages people to enroll in health insurance plans through healthcare.gov during open enrollment.
Of a pre-existing condition. That's because our goal wasn't just to make sure more people have coverage. It was to make sure more people have better coverage. And as we continue working to make the system better, there's something you can do to help yourself and help the country. Go to healthcare.gov. Get covered. And if there's someone you care about who hasn't signed up yet, help them get covered today, too. Enrollment is open right now, but only until January 31st. If you sign up by December 15th, you'll be covered by the beginning of the year. So go check out healthcare.gov or call 1-800-318-2596, and someone will personally help you find a plan that's right for you. Insurance is based on the idea that we're all in it together. That's what makes it work. And it's the same idea that always made America great. Thanks, everybody, and have a great weekend.
Sleep cycle alarms may not be very accurate. There's not much evidence for sleep cycle alarms, but if it works for you, use it. Sleep science is individual, and anything that helps you feel you sleep well is good, even if the evidence is not strong. The placebo effect can be powerful in improving sleep quality.
Story today. So the question is, do alarms based on the sleep cycle, deep versus light, work?
So I think that relates to the sort of tracking question. Unless your brain is cued into a lab, it's very difficult to know what stage of sleep you're in. I haven't seen a lot of convincing evidence, but that's probably because a lot hasn't been published. If it works for you, I say use it. And a lot of this kind of sleep science, it's very individual. If there's something you find reassuring, so for example, chamomile tea, some people swear by. The actual evidence from scientific trials is pretty equivocal. Probably doesn't really do very much, but there's a very strong placebo effect. Anything that makes you feel like you are sleeping well is probably a good idea for you personally, even if the science is a bit kind of shaky.
Hi, what do you recommend for wine?
A morning routine.
My team comes online and I say good morning to them, and I either continue to check some emails and chat with my team or go straight to working out and then go about the rest of my day. I can't stress enough that just because this is my morning routine does not mean you should do any of these things. It's just what works for me. Like I said, movement, mindfulness, mastery. It's in the planner, it's in the book. It can remind you every single day that that's all you need for a well-rounded morning routine. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Remember, subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life you want. Cheers. Hey, you didn't go anywhere, right? I just want to let you know, I made these other videos. If you liked this one, you're gonna love these. So go ahead, pick which one feels right to you right now. I know there's 2 choices, but you got it. You got it. Go ahead. I'll see you there.
Cooking.
These days and kind of focus on what that means later. So the beginning of the recipe is I'm just going to make this all together, and then I'll show you the steps after we get you guys a little bit of food. So I have the mango right there. Fresno chili pepper. And I'll leave a little bit out just so we can taste it later and see how the spice is on it. One thing to always be, mindful of when you're doing something like this is everything doesn't necessarily need to go in. It says the recipe at the beginning. Everyone's tastes are a little bit different. And, if you have room to play at the end, if you save some. If I put all at the beginning, I can't take the heat out. So this gives me an opportunity to be able to adjust the seasoning at the end a little bit. This gets a little bit of salt. And the goal here is we don't want a bunch of extra liquid in our ceviche at the end. So by getting some salt in here right now, we're going to let this sit while I do the rest of it. And then some of the water is going to come out of these vegetables and fruits that's in here so our ceviche doesn't get too watered down at the end.
Yeah, if you make all your ceviche first, it's really good, but then that water is just going to water down all the flavors. And so you've had a ceviche before we start coming through and it's just all this water. Well, when you put in acid and peppers and fish, all that water starts draining out, so we want to separate that.
Awesome. Okay, so down here we have the rockfish. Came in this morning. I diced it into 1/2-inch cubes, and we want to do this in a non-reactive bowl, and that means not a metal bowl. The fish can react, and we can get some off flavors from that.
You'll get that like tinny metal taste that gets on the fish if they reacts. And rockfish, sustainable rockfish is really good. Snapper, bass, you can do it with halibut, you can do it. There's all kinds of other seafood that you can use.
It's a great kind of fish all around. Rockfish is like, I will take nice Pacific rockfish over a piece of lobster. It's that good to me.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's inexpensive, you know what I mean? So that's one thing we try to focus on too. We've got a whole section that kind of just breaks down. A lot of people are scared of seafood. They think it's expensive. They think it's gonna spoil 2 seconds after you get home, or if you drive home in the car for an hour, So rockfish, really inexpensive and a really good fish.
Yeah, and ceviche is really great too. A lot of people are like, I don't know how to cook fish. They're scared. You're not cooking the fish.
Yeah. You know how to chop stuff up and throw it in a bowl, right?
There we go. That's all you need to know how to do.
Okay, so once the rockfish is in here, I have some lime zest. I'm just going to put half the lime zest in each one.
That's good.
A little bit of olive oil. And we have some fish sauce here. And if you've never worked with fish sauce before, go easy the first time and learn what your flavor profile is for using fish sauce. I personally love fish sauce, but it's not for everyone. So once again, I'm going to save a little bit of this for the end so I can do an adjustment. Because if we get too much fish sauce in,
there's no turning back.
No turning back.
And fish sauce, one of those ingredients, like when you first smell it, you're going to be like, whoa, that's real fishy smelling. I mean, it's not like we're like, oh, that looks great or tastes great, but as it adds into things, it just, the flavors that come out of it are amazing. I was telling Jason, you know the like umami, like the 6 sense for your tasting, like sour, sweet, and then there's umami, which is like savory, earthy. The two of the things that are highest on the umami scale are Parmesan cheese, Reggiano Parmesan, and fish sauce. Parmesan's like $30 a pound. Fish sauce is, you know, a bottle for $1.79. So use fish sauce.
And then the last thing we have here is the lime juice. And this is actually what's going to cook our fish. The acidity in the lime juice is going to do the cooking for us. So this isn't something we'd want to make much more than a half an hour before we were going to serve it. And as you saw, I did all this prep this morning, so this can all be kept separate. You could do most of this a day ahead, do the fish the day of, and then just add, you know, your lime juice in right at the end. Once again, I'm going to save a little bit of it so I can adjust my seasoning near the end.
Question?
That's coconut milk. Thank you for, so the coconut, the key to this whole thing is we're looking for a balance of our flavor. So we have the fish sauce, which is umami. We have the lime juice, which is our acidity. We have the peppers, which are heat. We have the mango, which is sweet. Coconut milk's a little bit sweet. So we're looking for a balance. It's not really, you know, follow the recipe, look at their, I mean, they tested it out, but everyone has a different flavor profile for what they like. So, you know, make it so you like it.
And there's different styles of ceviche too. This is a Peruvian, South American version.
Oops, I overlooked reviewing the word list in the previous updates. Next up, let's check it. What has been really awful to see is how social media has become one of the most valuable currencies for so many people. From the review vocabulary list, remove the words used this time.